Hey everybody, welcome to our first podcast. We're going to do something a little bit different. We wanted to, kind of cover movies and TV shows and who knows, maybe different media later on. We're going to talk about Umbrella Academy today. We have watched episodes 1 through 5. If you're following along and wanted to catch up with us, we're going to go over our impressions, things we liked, enjoyed, and stuff. And then I'm just going to say it now. Just be wary of spoilers because we're definitely going to get into spoilers. With that being said, I guess we'll kick it off with... I know we weren't going to go episode by episode, but I did want to talk about the way that show opens. I think it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
First note I have, Phantom is awesome. Phantom is cool. That was a Phantom of the Opera opening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When I saw that, I immediately thought Rick's gonna dig this stuff. But I thought it was cool. Like, I love that they're playing basically different songs from Phantom right throughout.
Yeah, I believe it was like 3.
It felt very like Watchmen-esque, sort of, with like time passing and stuff like that. I think the concept of the show is pretty cool. The idea being that this... did they say what he does? The father, the rich
eccentric billionaire.
Just eccentric billionaire adopts 7 kids from, I guess, a period of where, like, they said, like, 50-some women, right? 50-some women?
43 women.
43 women.
Birth on the same day who were
1989 around
pregnant.
the world.
Yeah. And they were not previously pregnant, like, before that day.
Yeah.
So...
So he found, I guess, a couple of them, and he was like, I'll buy that kid.
Yeah. He goes around, he's like, I'll go buy that kid, and he turned them into superheroes, right? Did he know they were going to be superheroes?
That's the thing. Right? Did they mentioned... Is it a spoiler?
Yeah, go for it. We're doing spoilers.
No,
Spoiler
they
alert,
said he was like, it was all a sick experiment, that he did experiments on these kids. So I'm thinking he... made them supers, right? They weren't but also their birth was incredible, right? They were born out of nothing. Their mothers weren't pregnant the day of, so
Jesus births, basically,
right? So maybe they were born super, but then that I just remember that phrase being said, that it was an experiment.
Okay. You do see flashbacks of like when Klaus was younger and he was just like literally stuck him in the closet,
like training.
Yeah. Klaus, if y'all haven't seen it, let's. I'm going to assume that some people listening haven't seen it at all.
Should we list them?
Sure. Number 1, right? His oldest.
Luther?
No, they're all the same age.
They're all the same age.
Number 1 is Luther.
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
Number 2, Beast Boy.
I wouldn't say wolf. I would say more gorilla.
Gorilla Man.
Ape.
Oh, you know what? You might be right. Yeah.
Ape-like. Yeah.
I just like saying Wolfman because he's on the moon.
Yeah, and he's all hairy.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was number 2?
Diego,
who throws knives that he can... Well, basically, he can control anything.
He can curve anything he throws, so he chooses to throw knives.
Smart.
I don't like Diego in the sense of, like, he's super, like, cocky and it's like such an
edgelord.
But like, as we've gotten closer, as we watch more episodes, I've actually started to like him more. And like, I'm starting to like, okay, this guy's more cool. Like, he's more chill. But at first, he was just like, super like, I'm the best. I'm going to do whatever I want. Blah, blah, blah.
I'll explain why, too. I kind of also went through the same thing where I was like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
And then, I guess I'll just say it now.
Yeah.
There's, so they were showing, I don't know if it was episode 4 or 5 where he has that stutter and his mom's there helping him, you know what I mean? But like when he's there having to turn off his mom, like seeing like him go through that and also stuttering as he's like doing it, I just felt like I felt bad for him. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I feel like Diego was a character that you probably definitely did not like in the beginning. You kind of grew to like a little bit.
I think he could potentially care the most, and that's why he acts out like extremely.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a hothead, like because he cares about it. He'll even tell them like, you guys don't care about mom or whatever. Like, how can you do that to mom? Like, he obviously does have emotions beyond himself.
Yeah.
Kind
even
of
though
thing.
that's the way he comes off, right?
Yeah,
When he's all
exactly.
cocky, like he doesn't give a shit. And that's true. They say, it's like just in psychology too. They say the people who care the most are the ones that act like they don't or whatever. Number 3.
Allison,
Allison, who has the power to kind of mind control you by starting her sentence with, I heard a rumor? Or was it rumor has it?
Yes. Or,
Right.
yeah.
I heard a rumor.
I heard a rumor.
Something to do with rumors.
So she whispers into your ear, I heard a rumor. And immediately after she says that, at least from the one we've only really seen her do it once, right? When
Yeah,
she was a
because
kid.
she stopped doing it.
Yeah, because she stopped doing it. So you only hear her do it once, right? But essentially mind controls you. Number 4
Is Klaus.
Klaus, who can see.
Is it conjure the dead?
Well, I'm assuming because you would be able to call someone who is
Right.
dead from that wherever space, so that's conjuring them.
And
I don't think, like,
evidently-
physically conjuring.
I'm,
I think
Yeah.
more
Then I'm
like-
going to say probably not then, because they're like there whether he wants them there or not.
Yeah, I think
Right.
he can talk.
He just
to
sees
the dead,
them.
See the
Yeah.
dead.
Right.
Kind of like Sixth Sense
Right.
type. Like,
Right.
if that kid grew up.
But it's something he has an ability to do because he says he can't do it
I think
high.
there's more
And
to
they-
the ability than he's explored.
Yeah.
Because he
Oh,
started
okay.
getting high to numb it.
To numb it, yeah.
So he doesn't
Yeah.
see them, so his mind's all fuzzied or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he still sees Ben all the time. So
Yeah.
Right.
It's kinda weird.
Like, does
Yeah,
Ben hang around
that's
all the
true.
time, or is he
Even when
actively?
he's high, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
He's still
exactly.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, because after he's been sober, has he been seeing him?
Well, he's only been
He hasn't been
sober
sober.
for like
When he went to
half an
the.
episode.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I know. That's true.
No, in the car they showed him
Yeah, they
like
showed him in
reaching.
the car too.
No, he's
Okay.
always high.
Okay.
Yeah.
uh,
And then
where are we at? Number
5 is 5.
5 is
Five.
5 is 5.
5 has the ability to, I guess, let's say teleport.
Yeah. Portal.
I think it's time jump.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I thought
I
of
like-
it.
that
It's
sounds better.
space and time.
Space
Yes.
and time.
Yeah, he can jump space and
like,
time.
and I was thinking, I was like, well, I know a lot of times he like jumps in a room,
Mhm.
and I was thinking like, well, that'd be kind of cool if it's like, oh, he jumps just like a second in time,
Mhm.
or he jumps like just 2 seconds, and that's how he ends up right there, or
Yeah.
whatever. That could still limit his power to just time jump.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's a very smart way of using that power of like, oh, I'm just going to jump a second.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump like 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
So I think it's just time jump, but it could be more to his power.
Yeah. Which I think for a lot of the characters, right, it seems like there's still a lot of potential, or at least for them to reveal, right? Because like Luther, you could never tell like why he was big, and then you see why, and he just looks.
So we
disgusting.
did mention Luther, but we didn't expand a little bit on him.
Mm-hmm.
But Luther does have like the super strength, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's stronger than normal.
Yeah, he is.
That was even
strong.
before he was ape-sized or apeified, right? He was a strong one.
Yeah.
Have we seen that?
As
Yeah,
a kid,
'cause-
he was climbing on roofs. He was breaking through walls. He was
True.
throwing the bad guys.
Not only that, yeah, he threw the bad guy out
Yeah.
of like the second or
Yeah.
third story window.
Yeah,
like,
that's
tossed him
Luther.
Up there. That was
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
The ape thing was because he went on a mission by himself, and his father injected him. So more truth to the experiment
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That they were all regular babies, and he messed with them.
Yeah. So who was 6 then?
Ben.
6 was Ben.
Yeah.
And Ben would turn into this
Monster.
fucking Cthulhu fucking squid monster thing.
I thought the way they introduced how
Yeah.
Ben was dead was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, me too. I thought it was awesome.
That reveal where he's like, that's, his character where he's already older and everything.
Yeah.
But he's like deceased and everything. I thought that was fucking
I thought that was a really, really cool moment where they just kind of like pan and he's there. They show him because like they're showing character names or whatever and showing him, but it's like deceased in parentheses or whatever.
Yeah, so there's no speculation. Like,
Yeah.
he is dead.
Yeah.
Don't even start. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then who was number 7?
Vanya.
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 Vanya, who, as far as we know, has no powers.
Well, I think we know now that
Yeah,
she does.
Do we?
Episode 5.
Yeah.
Do we?
The last episode?
She's
Yeah,
using
did
the
you
little-
see the last episode?
Yes, but I had a
So-
theory about what that
Theory.
was, though. which
Oh,
I guess
you
we're
don't
gonna
think
get
it's a
into.
power?
I don't think it's.
We have
Vanya's
to
power.
get into it.
I don't think it's Vanya's power.
That'll be a fun discussion.
Yes.
For a later time or
for,
now?
For like now, when we have it, yes.
Okay.
Right now
so
we're
we
just
did
going
the
over the
names?
characters.
I have a theory about the names though.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Because the babies were born around the world, the names tell where they're from. So you know how first the episode 1 starts in Russia? That's Vanya, because Vanya's a
That's what I was
Russian
thinking,
name.
yeah.
Klaus and Luther are German names. I did research. I looked up these names. Allison is French. or American because it's derived from Alice.
Yeah.
And then
Diego.
Diego is Spanish and he looks not white. And
He's
then
definitely
5 is 5, which makes me think he doesn't have like either a place of origin or because he's the time jumper he erased. That's like I don't have any information on that. But as far as their names, it's their origin.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was going to say, does the events surrounding their birth affect their powers?
I have no idea. That's another...
Because
yeah.
I thought maybe 5 was the first baby that was being born in the water
Oh, you
or
think?
whatever. Because, you know, water and portals kind of have a synergy.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't know if that was a thing or...
I mean, maybe. I thought just because Russian and Vanya.
Yeah, I was
makes
kind
more
of thought
sense.
what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Once you
like,
said that made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the names did, or like, was represented where they came from. But it's also kind of interesting to think, too, because they said that their mother named them. And we still don't really understand the mother completely, or at least I don't.
Who is a cyborg confirmed? Or no.
Yeah, she's a cyborg.
Not cyborg. Android.
Android?
Yeah,
Android.
completely robot.
Yeah, but she's like, in the past, she's more normal, and in the future, she's just like a robot. She doesn't do it. She doesn't say or do anything helpful or useful. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting that she named them. I don't know. She's a weird character right now.
Yeah.
She can computer generate the most common names of that area, which is another
yeah.
reason why I was
Yeah,
like, yeah.
makes
That's
sense.
true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, let's talk about that real quick. You mentioned, okay, so you're saying that ethereal form thing is Vanya's power.
Yeah, I think she's the most powerful. I think that's how he numbered them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Luther, while physically strong, you know, compared to the other powers, and like I think they're leading up to Vanya being number 7. Oh, like extraordinary. Like the father would tell her she's not special to combat, like I think her maximum power.
Yeah, like what she could be capable of.
Exactly. For him to not even try to channel it.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's
he's
true,
training
'cause
everyone else.
He like siphoned her off from
Exactly.
everyone else.
So
Vanya was always told like, no, you don't have any powers, you stay away.
And
right, while everyone else is helping with a bank
her
robbery.
pills. Who was making her take the pills?
Yeah, that's true. They haven't gone into that. Well, at least
The dad?
Probably, right? You would assume it's the father.
Yeah.
You're
I
right.
assume.
It could
Has
be the
anyone told her? Have there been any scenes of
She
them?
said, I've been taking it since I was a child.
Yeah.
Right.
She said that.
Yeah. So
So if he's an eccentric billionaire, I would imagine he could probably bankroll some pharmacy and then just have them give those pills forever.
Yeah,
with
especially if
some
he's there, like
bad
injecting the
deals or some
serum
shit.
into like Luther. Like, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
assume he's got connections or
Access to,
access to
but
making stuff like that happen.
were you thinking the guy
No,
was?
I would. Okay, so the weird
Leonard.
thing.
That's his name.
The weird thing I thought was because it shows it returning, and then the mother turns on. And there was an episode on when Diego was talking about her, I think, where he said she's evolved. Because they were saying how when they were talking about the dad, right, and the dad being real shitty to her and stuff like that, and they're saying, well, she evolved or whatever. And I feel like, what if, even though they turned her off, that's like maybe a form of her like spirit or something like that, like being able to at least come out and be there. Because Vanya, she's always been shitty at violin, according to everyone in the show, even though I think she's amazing. But that last performance, she all of a sudden did really, really good. And because you see the ethereal thing there, almost like she came to like, I don't know, help her play better or something like that. Maybe.
You think that's the mom?
I don't know.
The mom's
Well,
spirit? That's an interesting...
I mean,
That
that's
is, 'cause
because
she-
they
because I
show
wouldn't
it.
have gotten that.
They show it returning, and she turns on as it dissipates.
Okay, but then you're going into the realm of, do machines have spirits?
I mean,
You think that's the argument they're trying
Isn't that
to-
like what all like
No, I think...
AI
Well-
and stuff? I don't know.
The only-
She says it's the first time she plays without being on pills.
And
Yeah, I
it
was about
emanates
to say
from
that.
her.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's why I would kind of go against that because
Yeah.
Leonard
Yeah.
has been the one like starting or like putting this thing into motion where he took out the first chair girl somehow and then now, or at least we
'cause
assume,
that's,
right?
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's her dead body up in the attic, right?
Yeah.
Was it her dead
he
body?
Yeah,
killed
that's her
It
dead
said
body.
Helen
That's
Cho.
That's
Yeah.
definitely first chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even he had her chair also that had her
Oh,
name
yeah,
on it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
then who
realize
is
that.
Yeah.
this guy who knows about her ability?
So, also, the book flips open. That's
Yeah.
the book that was inside the case that Klaus sold. Klaus dumped that in the trash. Remember, he went
You're
back
right.
to look for
He
it.
went through the dumpster.
So, I think this guy picked it up, reads it, finds out that Vanya's got some shit, and then goes to her. Now, I'm wondering, is Vanya the one who destroys the world?
That's
Probably.
what I've been thinking too.
Probably.
I've
Is
been
that
thinking
Vanya's
about that.
eyeball? No, but it's
No.
manufactured.
No.
Probably
See,
the mom.
another thing about the eyeball, too, is I was thinking, and this is where we get into, I know you're going to hate this, paradoxes.
Oh, true.
So,
True.
the eyeball that 5 grabs from 1, he gives it back to 1 once he comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how one had it?
Is that how 1 has the eyeball?
But when
Probably.
Because 5
dude.
gave it back to him. But then where did 5 get it originally?
well,
From that, he was always the time traveler. That's his ability.
But again, when,
That's why he doesn't have a name origin. Sorry.
No, you're good. But from what I remember, when he found the eyeball originally, it was bloody, as
Yeah.
if he just took it.
You're
Right.
right.
Someone.
You're right.
Yeah, it
So-
did have
You're
like
right.
It had
little
blood,
residue
retina
on it.
on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I guess that would.
And we know the mom bleeds Diego Cutter.
at least robot blood.
Right. Or, yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't real blood.
Right.
I think I have a theory actually that you know how number 5 was supposed to kill JFK, right?
Right.
We have that little flashback, but then we still hear a shot that JFK gets shot. So like I'm thinking like if someone fails their mission, they still have a time traveler to fix whatever they don't do, right?
Because he was still
Was
shot.
he supposed to kill JFK, or was he supposed to kill the guy who was killing JFK?
Oh.
Well, that's true.
Was he supposed to stop the assassination, and then it happened because he left?
Yeah, because he
Or
was at like a fence. Or
he was at
something,
the
so-
grassy knoll.
The grassy knoll. That's the
Yeah.
infamous thing.
Yeah.
about
So that's
it,
true. So, well, that could be it too. So then, but continuing with the theory that I was thinking, so like I was thinking, well, maybe the organization has someone who fixes people's mistakes, right?
Right.
So what if Cha-Cha and Hazel don't kill number 5 or whoever, and Leonard is another organization person making sure Vanya explodes the world or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like Leonard is the guy who makes sure that everything goes in motion.
I do like
Oh.
that only because when Allison was checking up on him, she says it's like he's didn't exist before this time or whatever, and she's only got the photo that she saw of him and some address where she found the house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that could be if he does work for the organization somehow, and that's their, because if you think of the organization in a way of a business, then how do you make money? Right? You have to ensure that there would be an end time, because then you could be in business by moving shit behind, right? Because how do they get money? I'm sorry.
That's right.
Well, we
Yeah,
still
well, I guess
don't
they
know,
haven't really
I
said.
still don't know what their intention. Well, I know they want the world to end, but I don't know. We really don't know anything about.
I mean,
the
they're an
world
organization that can exist outside of space. They're traveling
Yeah.
through time. He said he's
Right.
traveling 52 weeks a year. Like,
So
they're not.
to them, it doesn't matter when time ends.
Yeah.
Because to them, the entire time continuum is
So
real estate, right?
Why change time?
Well, you'd have to make sure that time, at least, or there'd have to be a significant end time, so that you could have that time and then this time, and then that's your whole thing,
She
right?
said something has to end, or whatever
Yeah.
this is ends.
It-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed for the most part like she almost didn't even care that it did end, which is why I don't know if. I mean, because she was like, "Well, it was going to happen anyway," or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
No,
You know
yeah,
what
I
mean?
think they definitely want it to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Or is she saying that it's just gonna happen? It's inevitable.
I mean, maybe because we haven't seen, but maybe the period where they're from. I mean,
Right.
obviously,
We
doesn't
don't know how
matter.
deep this
Yeah, we don't know
goes.
how it operates,
Yeah.
or whatever the case is.
I like
But
how we just started straight with theories.
yeah, I know. I was gonna try to
We
like.
didn't even go into
try to-
My bad, guys.
Y'all just went hard,
No,
man.
I told you.
We didn't go into
I've been dying to talk about it.
Straight
It's
into
so
theories.
good. It's
Okay.
so good.
So the question I had, at least not necessarily a theory, but Allison is one of the ones that she has that power to mind control you, and they tell Vanya you can't fight because you have no powers or whatever. But Allison, I would assume, is just like a regular person. Like, she could get hurt like Vanya could.
Yeah.
But they show her obviously
Yeah.
fighting fucking Cha-Cha and Hazel.
I think it's
So,
the training. Or
Right,
what was your
because
she was
question?
trained,
Yeah.
Vanya
They were all
True,
trained
true.
in
Okay.
combat.
In combat.
And, I mean, they were like
The
little
posters on the
they're-
wall
They're like little
were-
X-Men, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
little X-Men.
Yeah.
So incest?
Yeah, dude, right?
Allison and Luther?
Okay,
Hard?
so aside
Yeah.
from incest,
I think
is
the
it
kid is
wrong
his.
for incest because they're not blood related?
Yeah, I didn't consider it incest.
I mean, that's an incest
Right?
conversation.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
not
Right? Like if you're being brought up in the same home, brother and sister, is it still alright?
They
to
were
bang if you're
raised
not
together.
blood?
They were raised together.
So would you call that incest?
I think
then?
I would.
It's kind of like the William Shakespeare play, and I forget what it's called, but it's based off. Clueless is based off of it, but like basically she grows up with her cousin, or not. It's not her real cousin. It's like a weird. They grew up together, but they end up together at the end. So it's kind of incest, but it's not. And so, but it's still a highly revered play or whatever, right?
Isn't that Hamlet, or is that like the mom thing?
It's a comedy one because Clueless is based off
Okay.
Not
I mean,
Lion King?
yeah, it's a Lion King. Lion King's based off of Hamlet. They don't have the same dad. They don't have the same mom.
Yeah.
But it's more of a discussion of like, okay, well, they were raised together.
Yeah.
Is this they grew up as
But then,
siblings.
were they really? Because the dad was really not there, and then the mom's a fucking robot.
No, so it was tumultuous anyway.
That's
So
what I'm
maybe that
saying.
just like they found comfort in each other. You
And
can
then
justify
I'm
it.
sure
but
they're not going to a regular school,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
all
that's
they have
true.
is kind of each other.
Yeah.
And of course, Luther back then looked fucking fly as fuck, right?
Yeah.
All swollen shit, right? Before he was all monkeyed up.
Yeah.
You know, and then she's the fucking movie star. She's the fucking the hot one or whatever, right? Of course he's gonna want to bang her.
No, but he's been telling her like, don't talk to me or don't. Or
Beauty
what was
and the
it?
Beast right there.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Man,
Made to
that's
happen.
it.
Boom.
That's it. They're shipped for life.
Shit. It's okay now.
Yeah.
One of the minor annoyances I had with 5 in the beginning is when he would go to that lab or whatever.
Mhm.
He's like, "Quit talking to me like I'm a kid. Like I'm an old man." Blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
"But you are a kid. Like
Yeah.
even though we know you're not, but everyone else knows thinks you're a kid."
Yeah.
And so he was always mad that people would look down upon him or do this and that. It's like, chill, dude. Like, it's obvious. Like, I don't understand why he was always so angry about those kinds of things that didn't make sense to me. Also, when they were beating them, or when Klaus hit himself with the snow globe and smacked number 5 and like windowed office and no one saw it.
No
I
one
was
saw
like,
or heard.
oh.
Especially if he's like, it's like quiet in there and he's making a lot of noise or whatever.
That was like Fight Club reference. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird, but whatever.
So my thing with like 5 was I was always like, but why is he a dick though? Like
Yeah.
he's just
Well,
always like a shit. Like
I
always.
think that's his character, right? Is he's just because he's old, he's a grumpy old man.
Well, his whole adulthood was alone in an
Solitude.
apocalypse.
But-
He couldn't get out.
But he was kind of already like that before. Like that's when the dad's like, you
Yeah.
can't time jump, and he's like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Well,
like,
I think he believes he's smart.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess
think
so.
of kids that know that they're smart. You know?
Yeah, I could think of some.
Yeah.
They're dicks.
Aw.
But cool dicks.
Cool dicks.
Well,
But I think that's why he's 5. If my it helped my strongest, biggest number.
Yeah.
5 is not only can time travel, but has the intellectual capacity to be able to figure it out.
yeah.
I kind of almost wanted him to not show up in the very first episode because the most of the first episode is spent like we don't know where 5 is and Ben's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like for 5 to then show up at the end of the episode, I was like, oh, like we didn't get to miss him like they did. You know what I mean? Like if they were maybe talking about him like this character.
I feel like that's a pretty big theme, right? Because you like with number 2, and I know I'm gonna kind of jump from one scene to a completely different other one, right? The scene where Patch dies, where Detective Patch dies, and Diego is there, all heartbroken over her.
Yeah.
The entire time he treats her like shit.
Yeah.
And he does the whole, there's the sexual tension, there's, whatever,
He's
blah,
a
blah, blah.
Scorpio.
He used to like the leather.
You used to like the mask.
You can tell.
Every little thing.
That's
Oh,
why
you
he's
used to
so
like
moody,
it.
'cause he
Oh,
cares so
you know? So the whole time, he's giving her a hard fucking time. She dies, and then he has this whole fucking, that was my everything. Everything. Like,
We can't do the leather anymore.
dude, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know. So, but, and then it's the same with Klaus and his new buddy, right, from the army. What was the guy's name?
Dave.
Same. Where it's a loss that the audience can't really feel because we weren't really exposed to their, to their relationship,
Yeah,
their closeness or whatever. So Patch dying, I'm like, dude, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know their relationship that much. From what I've seen, he's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why am I supposed to care? Same with the, you know, all those other deaths and shit, where it's like, why am I supposed to care? You didn't give me enough time with them.
I think.
So, look.
No, you got it.
Well, I think, and the reason for it is to kind of give them all a common goal, to stop being like the organization or whatever, because you got Klaus dealing with loss of someone he loves right away, soon after Diego experiences the same thing. So it's like they were never together when they were younger, but now that they're older, I feel like they're experiencing things that it's going to make them, you know, come together as a family. I'm trying to remember who else. There was another example I was thinking of.
Because you're talking about like motivations, like what is everyone's motivation other than the world ending?
To like come together,
like
right?
what's her face and the divorce and her daughter or whatever. That's why she's back, because you know she doesn't have a family anymore. And then Luther used to live on the moon. He was so isolated. Displacement's a theme.
There you go. So now we got Five and Luther, 5 and 1 bonding together over like solitude.
Yeah.
Being like, I understand. I was fucking alone on the moon. But even before then, everyone had left and Luther was alone.
Yeah.
There at the house. You know, even telling his dad, like, you don't have to call out a number anymore. I'm the last one. You know? So Luther's been alone for most of his fucking life also. You know? 5 has been alone a lot longer, but, you know, that's because of fucking time jump. But it's like them two kind of coming together on those issues, you know? And then you got Diego and Klaus doing the same thing, and I almost feel like Allison's trying to do that with Vanya.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's
true.
kind of like backfiring only because of this dude.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. The I mean, for the like most part, I think I like your theory because I wasn't sure what his intentions were. I was like, well, why is he stealing her pills? And I mean, clearly he knows what he's doing, and like judging from obviously like his actions and what he's doing and stuff like that, I was like, nah, he needs to be an agent of something, right? Like
I thought
Hydra?
Shield.
Shield.
I thought he was someone from her baby past. Because I mean, it's not like he bought them the day they were born, right? Or is that what happened?
What do you mean?
Like maybe he knows her from...
He knows her, like, I mean, maybe as a baby, she had little, like, weird baby powers.
Well, no. I think he bought them as soon as they were born.
The day? All around the world?
He went around, and that's what it said. He got 7.
Oh, okay.
Because he was trying to get as many as he could.
All right,
but he only got 7.
No, but yeah, he knows she has a power, and he's trying to get it out of her.
So that's another thing. Do all the other ones have powers, or are they only the ones that are special? Are only 7 of them special? That's highly coincidental. I don't think... there has to be
I think
the
all
other...
43 of them are special in some way.
Yeah.
I would assume, especially if you're going to make a long series. I doubt it's a short series.
Oh, true.
So especially if you're going to make a long series, or I know it's a previous comic book.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long that is, but if it's... I'm sure it goes on forever. You got to have 43 other characters to introduce.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Maybe good, some bad. It's got to be season 2, season 3.
I mean, no one here has read the comic, right, or anything like that.
No, I thought about it, but I was like, I want to come in blind.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing I wanted to do.
Same thing I wanted to do, too.
No, okay. Did you want to do
No.
You read it?
No, I read it.
You can tell, though, like, the literature is so good in the show. You can tell it came from a comic
Even
book.
some of the extras are like, look like they could be characters. And I think that's very comic-esque.
Yeah.
Where, like, it was the big lady on the train, you know, she had, like, those red frames. She had the little hat and everything. And when Klaus was opening the case, like just that character. Like,
the villains, you know?
Yeah.
Like their whole...
Or even the diner lady, the one who's just serving donuts. Like, you know what I mean? Like...
And he's holding her hand.
so...
Talk about it, because I want to.
Yeah, let's talk about Chacha and Hazel.
So... Chacha and Hazel. Dude, I love Hazel, dude.
Yeah.
I like that actor. I think he did awesome as fucking Ed Kemper in Mindhunter. And he's just... His character's really cool. I think he's more of like the reason he holds her hand and everything, I think he's more attracted to like her personality, like her
simple,
her soul, right?
Yeah.
Where because he's time jumping so much that like, and that's another thing, right? Everyone who seems to be time jumping, they seem to be like disassociated with like society and everything, right?
Yeah.
So everything that's normal is like completely done and washed for them.
Their whole reality is so
beyond
different.
beyond that shit. Where you know. God, this brings me back into another fucking thing. I need to remember. I don't remember what the fuck I was going to talk about now.
No, please stop. Remember.
Cha-Cha and Hazel.
Cha-Cha Hazel.
Cha-Cha and Hazel. That's right. So, I really think that he is an interesting character.
Oh.
You lost it.
Well,
Wow.
hey, to go off of that, actually, I agree. Hazel is the dude, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was confused. I think he is attracted to the donut lady because she has the most simplest job ever. She's a donut lady.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't sell things. She doesn't, do whatever else. She has one of the most simple jobs. It's sell donuts at a diner. And so I think he's attracted to her simple lifestyle. She's like, what do you got today? I got jelly filled and this and that. It's half price. And it's like, that's it. That's her whole day.
That's right.
And so I think he's attracted to that little simplicity of her.
Cha-Cha was mentioning that when she was saying how he likes the, what was it, some of the TV shows, and she's like, why do you watch that garbage? And he's like, because it's like, look at these.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah, that's
HGTV.
right.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, look at these people doing their normal fucking lives.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
Like they don't know shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think Cha-Cha. That's Mary J. Blige, right?
Yes,
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just...
I think she's, not bad, but not good. I feel like sometimes when they get actors who are celebrities that are not actors to do roles, it can kind of go either way. But for her, I feel like she hasn't really left too much of an impression on me.
Yes.
I like his very, dry, bored delivery when he's talking about stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as, meshing off of her, they don't have,
They're so different.
Yeah,
That's what
why.
the characters are,
Yeah.
is their
Yeah.
contrast.
And I guess, technically that they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Because they're both just here for the job more than
and
likely.
they're the best of the best.
Yeah.
Cha-Cha Hazel.
Are they?
That's what Five said.
Okay.
Other than Five,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he was the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
He's
Are
the
Took
they...
down the Zeppelin, man.
Okay, so is Hazel...
That fucking scene, dude.
Yeah,
that was a good scene.
I thought that scene was kind
I
of
thought
weird.
that was funny, but I liked it. You
Yeah.
know, it's just him holding the gun, black and white, with the background, and
Yeah.
he's just fucking bang,
I
killing
love it.
everything. I thought that was pretty.
not even moving. He's just bang. Just
Bang,
Just
yeah.
Zeppelin
Can we
crashing.
talk about a weird scene, which is the very first episode, the dancing scene?
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude,
I even
that
wrote that down, dude. I was like,
it was in my notes. That was corny. As
montage
fuck.
feels forced.
It felt fucking weird.
Yeah, when they
and it
all
went on
start
too long.
dancing, if it was just Luther, I'd be like, all right.
I liked it.
Or even if it was just Luther and maybe Allison, because she's in the room next door.
Yeah.
But no fucking way does that old sound system.
It's homecoming.
Throughout the entire
it's
house.
homecoming. They've been gone out of that house for years. They're all back in the house. They're on different parts of the house. And then the shot of all the cubicle houses, and they're all dancing.
I
was
like
cool,
that shot.
That was a
Wes
good
Anderson
shot.
shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of this thing is fucking Wes Anderson. The twin cast, everyone coming together. That's been a.
That's all him.
I've been seeing
Wes
fucking.
loves incest.
I've been seeing Royal Tenenbaums in this
Yeah.
a lot, But if so
I'm
that
seeing more of
cubicle
an Isle of
thing.
Dogs.
I don't think so. What is that? No, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry,
now.
I went for the joke and I ruined your thought.
Wes dancing.
Wes dancing.
Music,
Royal Tenenbaums.
force.
Well, whatever. It was what we were talking about. The cubicle thing
Yeah.
looked cool.
Yeah.
The dancing part was fucking weird. I think the juxtaposition of them barely coming home, fighting with each other and being sad, to all of a sudden just dancing because there's music. I don't.
I think I would have been more upset if the music just stopped and they all just stopped and went on their way. But I'm glad it got interrupted by Five coming in. Something's happening. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it just
Yeah,
stopped,
that
I'd
was
have
a
been
good way to.
oh, that was dumb.
Yeah, I mean, they probably felt the same way. Like, this is dumb. We gotta end this a certain way.
I think it's theatrical. I mean, it's based off a comic book. You know, you got your bright characters. You need like a little weird thing.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Diego, who's supposed to be this fucking edgelord, and here he is, fucking dancing.
He's a Scorpio.
The night away. Fucking.
If he's a Scorpio, that means they're all Scorpios,
right?
They're all crazy.
That's true.
But no, you're right. I think that seems fucking weird.
When the bank robbery scene, I didn't like the Fits and Tantrum song. The Fits and the Tantrum songs, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the time in this show, like I don't know what time period they're in. I don't know if they're like
Dude,
2000s.
I was
going to
do the math because they say their age and then they show the year that they were born, right?
Does it?
Which
yeah,
one?
the year that they were
63?
born was
60 something.
Yeah, and then they say how old they are because of when
they were born in 1989. The 43 women. Yeah, 1989. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it is
then
modern-ish day.
When they come, when Five comes back, and he says that he's been gone for however long, they say you're X amount of years. I think they said you're like what 58 or 80.
He grew to be
something?
58. He came back to be 13. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he had lived
everyone else's age. I was.
They're in their 20s. They're like Taylor Swift, right?
Okay.
It's modern day.
Yeah.
Not our modern day.
No, it's not our modern day because not one time did I ever see a cell phone.
Yeah, they don't use cell phones.
Oh.
Everyone's using payphones and
I
water
didn't
phones.
even think.
There's tube TVs.
Oh,
yeah, there's
shit.
That's what threw me off was the tube TVs, and I was
like for the security stuff, it's like a whole
Yeah, well, not only that, but like
he?
I've seen it like in a taxi, or when Diego sees that the dad had died, he like walks by a store that has TVs. I'm like, what store has TVs in their window anymore?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's like an old thing. So
So I don't think it's now. I think it's a little bit in the past here.
It's like is it like a Fallout version, like a fictional now? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Another thing I was going to bring up was the house. That's Hill House, isn't it? You guys have seen Haunting on Hill House?
I don't think it is.
You don't
think
said
that's Hill
that?
House? You said that when we were watching
Dude,
it, and I was like,
that staircase and
not the
everything.
same.
I'm pretty sure that's Hill House. It's a set.
So what do you think is the dad's story? Eccentric billionaire that's doing experiments on 7 babies, or do you think he was part of the organization too?
I never thought about the organization, but the whole babies being born at once and him finding them kind of reminds me of Hellboy, in the sense of Rasputin kind of brought Hellboy to life one day, like he did his little whatever, and then Hellboy was brought to life. I have a theory that the dad did something similar, where he does some kind of ritual or something, and then all the babies pop up everywhere, and he's got to go find them.
Yeah.
And he only gets 7, but more or less that's what he wanted.
Yeah. And I feel like the show, I mean, it draws from a bunch of stuff, not even just literary, but even like when it comes to like music and stuff like that. Like it feels like the music in that show is very intentional, very like Quentin Tarantino or something like that.
There's a lot of music.
It
There's
adds
a lot.
to the whole
like
scene.
it's not just like this is the soundtrack. This is like we're picking this song and it's gonna be during this section.
It's the mood.
Like someone had an idea with like a visual and music, and I mean they want to bring it to life. It's very Quentin, right? But just as far as like stuff like that, or even like the Road Tenenbaum stuff, like I was talking about earlier, a lot of like similar themes that I mean I hadn't realized or whatever. But it seems like it does grab from a lot, right? Like a lot of inspirations from different media, different shows and stuff like that. But I think regardless, I mean I think it kind of pulls it together pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's a good show. Are we doing that? 5 out of 5.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe after
At the end.
at the end after a mid-season one.
So if the dad's a fucking billionaire, how come 2 and 7 live
Why
in,
didn't
like,
he make a
shitty
robot
fucking
dick?
places?
Because they left. They were just like, nah, and he was like, okay.
What do you mean? What?
What's your
That's
question?
true, right?
I was being a dick. What?
No, you don't get to hear the question now.
He was basically saying, why does 2 and 7 live so poorly?
2 and 7.
Diego and Vanya.
Vanya.
They choose to?
Oh,
Well,
it's how
Because
they
he's
handle.
trying to be Batman?
Well, I think it's more of what Caleb said,
What?
is that they left, and the dad was just like, nah, I'm not going to give you money. But
Oh.
that's what Klaus was saying, right? When he was stealing shit, he's like, I'm just getting our inheritance, advance on our inheritance.
Yeah.
So that hasn't kicked in yet.
Well, Klaus is also then...
Yeah, Allison's
Also
a
poor.
celebrity.
But she
she
probably
got
used
there.
her...
Yeah.
Well, she
rumor.
did.
Oh, well, she did that.
Even
She said
more
she
fucked
did.
up, which
Right.
we should talk about, is she used that shit on her kids.
Yeah, that's why she got in trouble.
I thought that was kind of cool though. In this
Yeah.
no, like I thought it was cool, like that, like like the thought crossed her mind, and that she actually did it. Like she wasn't so like goody two shoes. Like she was just like, oh, I'll never do that. Like, which I don't think anyone else would. But like, yeah, I think the idea of like, oh, I'll just do it the one time, and then it grows in more and more. Like I thought that was very believable.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I thought that was cool.
Anyone with that power. She says anyone with my power would have done the same.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah.
Like if you want the kid to start crying or like stop doing this.
I remember, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
That's probably what happened. And she never spoke again. Mute. And that's why.
Ooh.
Yeah. She said, I made a wish I couldn't take back.
That's a good one.
All right, so y'all have any final thoughts on the show so far? Any predictions?
It's good. Predictions? I think everyone's going to die.
I think Vanya's going to have something to do with the end of the world, right? I kind of feel like Luther might be an agent of evil, right?
You think Luther's a bad guy?
I mean, he's the one bringing out Vanya's powers.
No, that's Leonard.
That's Leonard.
Whatever.
You said Luther.
Luther's number one.
It was an L word.
It was number one.
I'm sorry. Anyways, that dude, all right, bad guy.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, threw me off.
Caleb?
I like it so far as well. It's pretty good. I think Netflix has really good shows. Their movies are always like hit and miss, more miss than hit, I think. But they've been pretty consistent with their shows, I think. So this is just another one of those really good shows I'm enjoying so far. Like I'm really invested in each episode.
Yes,
and then predictions. My predictions are the same. I think Vanya is part of the end of the world. Leonard's a bad guy, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.Ose were pretty good.
Do
I
you
didn't think about them either.
Luther and Allison will bang.
Yes.
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 Right?
Yes. Everyone wants that monkey action. Monkey action.
Yeah, I think we'll see it happen.
Yeah.
We'll see it happen.
We'll see it happen.
It's TV-14 though.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's PG. Yeah,
It's
no.
TV-14.
No, not like
we'll
that.
see
Yeah,
it.
well,
I mean, it is.
well.
I mean,
They're not
it's
gonna
comic
push
book,
the
but I don't think they're
incest.
gonna. I don't think they're gonna Marvel comic book it, right? Where it's like
I
Luke
think-
Cage
I think
banging the
they'll-
shit out of Jessica Jones.
They'll look longingly at
Spoiler.
each other.
They'll kiss.
think?
Maybe.
I predict they'll kiss.
I don't think so.
But maybe
On the
that's where it
cheek.
I think they'll
ends.
kiss and she'll get one of his hairs stuck in her mouth.
No.
Ooh.
God damn it.
On that note.
All right, and on that note,
Gross feces.
we'll cut it off there, guys. Thanks for tuning in and stuff. Hopefully, if this does well, we'll keep on doing it. And
If it doesn't, we'll stop.
yeah, if it doesn't, we'll stop.
This was the
It's
fun.
your
This
fault.
is fun.
It's your fault this stopped. So yeah, Caleb, Heidi, Rick, thanks for coming by, guys.
I was in a handshake.
That's not what that was.
That's what that was?
Okay.
You, sir.
That's not what that was. All right,
That's what
cool.
you did.
I was like-
Pointy. I was like, oh,
Sure
okay.
thing,
boss.
All right.
All right.
Are we gonna do one of these? Or are we gonna do a fucking
Fucking
Berserker Plus 5?